racing against so many different people. Wow, that's really good for him. I don't think I can catch him, or if it is, we're very close. Nah, he's gonna beat me here. Welcome to the Savage Gaming board gaming channel. Gonna do another live play of Heat. So looks like we got a Great Britain track again. So tires and wings are really good, and so is Slipstream. So uh, this is a bunch of players I haven't played against. So see how this goes. I'm second here. So I'm going to take this four-wheel drive plus for the straightaway here. So I get to move forward, then boost automatically. Um, this gas pedal is one of my favorite cards. Uh, not sure if I'm going to take it or not. Because it lets me add a movement for every boost. Nope. So looking at the track conditions, um, we have one less heat in our game each. So the most heat we'll have is 5. And there's an extra cooldown along this section here. So all right. So I take this RPM here. Try to help me slipstream through one of these turns, probably this last one here. Because you have an extra heat here if you go through this corner, and this slows you down. So we'll just take this. And we'll see what's in the next draft. So there's a couple good cards here. Uh, the wing 6 looks pretty good because adds 3 to my slipstream. So I make this a 9 and this an 8. Um, makes this a 3 or a 6 and a 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a good opportunity slipstream. So I'll take that. And if I can get this 3 RPM, I'll get rid of that other RPM that I have. Now I do have to be cautious using my heat. I want to make sure that I'm getting my heat back along the straightaway at least. So if I'm behind a little bit here, I'm okay with it, just so I'm not too far behind. So that'll give me a chance to dump some heat, especially with this bonus, cooldown. So the slipstream is not there. So I'll probably keep the one that I have. And we'll just take this off the board. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to discard it here at the end of this draft. So that's just to take another long movement card out of the deck so that my opponents can't use it against me on these long straightaway here. All right, so we'll get rid of the cooling system. Cooling system can be good, but I need the other cards to execute my plan here. So, which is once again on this track, you want to try to slipstream through a couple turns, you know. So, okay, got my wings right off the bat. Doesn't really help me yet. I think we're just going to do this. We do have a free boost in this section, so uh, I can shorten up this turn sometimes if I need to. Maybe go into first gear and cool off some heat. And if I only go across like a few, then I can boost to get the rest of the way. So a bunch of racers I've not raced against, so I'm going to try to um, evaluate how they go through these corners um, on the first lap so I can kind of get an understanding of how they like to play on the second lap, maybe use that to my advantage. Um, if I notice that they're spending extra heat on the turns, that might mean I need to spend extra heat. Um, if they're just going up to lines and letting people slipstream them, you know, that might also be useful. Just waiting on somebody to make a decision here. So, speaking of like my previous experience at the World Series of Board Gaming, um, it's been quite an adventure. I was a little bit nervous the first year I came, you know, because I'm not like a person who thought I was a quote unquote competitive gamer, you know. I just like playing games with my friends and my family, um, you know, to have fun. But it's such a great atmosphere. Everybody's really friendly, even though we're all competing for, you know, $25,000. Um, I've rarely seen any like arguments or disputes or anything like that. Um, and I've met people from all over the world playing. It's broadened my horizons. I have a lot of social anxiety about meeting new people and talking to them. So it's helped me get over a little bit of that. Um, for an example, when I found out, you know, um, we were going to broadcast that final game of Bloodrage on the internet. I was very nervous. I didn't expect that. They didn't tell me in advance. They're like, "Hey, we're going to broadcast this live if you want to tell your friends and family." So, you know, I'm sitting there like, "Oh no, I'm going to be on the internet." um, but yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Even if you don't want to play competitively, they do have a big open gaming library that you can come and just play games in a friendly manner. Um, a lot of celebrities, board game celebrities are there. All right, so let's look at my hand here. Kind of short on cards here. There's an extra heat on this turn, so I'm going to do this for stress and 2 1s, I think. don't have any fours in my deck anymore because I used two and I have one in my hand. So I'm hoping for a three. I also have the two ones here, so yeah, I got to play a few games with some game designers. I know I played uh, a game of Last Light with Roy Cannaday from the Dice Tower, and John D. Leclerc, who is famous for designing board games like Space Base and um, Ready Set Bet, stuff like that. So um, played some games with Stephen Bonacore. So it's very interesting. Play with Z Garcia, game of Quadropolis, which I've never played before. Um, had a lot of fun doing that. Plus, you're in Las Vegas, so um, you get to have some fun, during your downtime. So I did draw my three. So I didn't get the full 10, but with the way my deck was with those two fours out of my deck right away, um, and not having any twos, I think I did pretty well in this corner here. So we're just gonna pass. And I like. I really hate discarding this, so I don't want to, because I want to have it for that straight away. So I have to be careful here. My turn is time is getting close to running out because I've been talking a lot. I'll try to get back to more strategic talk here in a second. I'm not too concerned about not making this turn initially because um, I do have my wings, so I can go further if I need to. My deck's almost completely used up. Um, I used, I think all my threes already. No, I didn't. I have 1 3 left. So, all right. So let's just do this. So I need to get to the corner. So we're going to do this. So that'll let me move 7 probably. What I really want is to hit this corner. If I can keep my RPM and my wings in my deck and they've made it through the turn, then I might be able to catch them at the other end. Because that'll make, like I said, make this corner a 9 speed limit and an 8. So, but I got to make sure I have the heat in my hand to do it. So, I definitely do not want to slipstream these guys, even if I, make it up to them. I want them in front of me. Um, so in case I don't get the cards when I draw, that if I have to go shorter, I can save my wing for maybe this turn. So, only going 6. I forgot I had another 2 on my deck. So that's got to be a 3. Let's see if my count is correct here. So I do want to spend heat in this first round. If you're not spending your heat, you're kind of not not maximizing your potential. Oh, I don't like that sound. I normally don't run out of time on my turns, but it's got like a it's going to explode type sound effect. So everybody's in front of me. This is pretty good. So we know they're at least going 6, right? So the question is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 will get me to there. It's slightly dangerous to do it on this turn. I might wait for the next turn just because of this heat penalty. Because I got to spend 2 on the wings, right? So if I go through here at 10, that's an extra 1 here and an extra 3 here. I won't have enough. I won't have enough heat for that. So let's just go 6. I'd rather spend my heat on this turn or this turn. I'm gonna try to take a quick. So I'm gonna try to take a quick turn here and not talk so much, so I can get some of my timer back. So I'm not making a rush decision somewhere along this track. So 6. So it looks like Google, Googly, Gooligi. I don't know how you say that. Um, Made it through 2 turns here, but using his tires. Um, he moved 8 though. That's a pretty expensive burn of heat here. And a Spark C91 just dumped all of his heat. He's still got 2 more turns to come. These guys are burning their heat out. So it means they're very aggressive here. So I'm fine with not even slipstreaming here. Just because I would rather have my heat for the move I'm going to do, which is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if blue only goes 6, then I could slipstream off of him using my wings here. So, oh, shut up, timer. We will get rid of that. Okay. All right, so we're just going to do this. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. move 7. And hope I can slipstream one of these guys here, which it looks like I might be able to. It'll cost me 3 heat, 2 for the wings, and 1 since I'm going 7 through this, which will be a 6. This corner here. And that'll put me into this straight away. And I'll have, when I slipstream them, I'm going to be like a little bit further away than they are. Now, my hope is that I get some heat back into my hand here, but it's very unlikely, so I have to be careful. So I'll pay the 2 heat here, right? And if I move the 4, you'll see it costs 1 heat. The 4's not helping me. Wow. Wow, this is not great. Um, I did get a heat back though, so if we do, I'm just gonna, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna shift it in the first gear. Take the short thing through the turn here, pay the 1 heat back to my engine, and then we'll deal with the straightaway on the other side. I do just want to at least have 1 heat at this point, even though I prefer having 2 heat around these last turns. But at least 1 heat will let me shift up in the 4th gear. That's fortunate, because I'll get the slipstream off the legend car. And 2's not going to help me. We'll get rid of it. I have lost count of my deck, so I'm not exactly sure what these last few cards are. So it might be worth only playing 1 stress and playing this 3, or playing 2 stress, the 3 and the 4, I should say. Because these stress need to get out of my hand. I do not want them in my hand while I'm going through these turns, because obviously you can't discard them. So I can only go into 3rd gear. So I was in 1st gear, so I can't even go into 4th. So, well, we're going to play these and see what happens. And if I get far enough ahead, I'll try to downshift a little bit and cool down my engine, depending on what I draw here. So I did take a quicker turn this time. Yeah, so the other thing about the World Series board gaming is the staff is so friendly. Um, if I ever needed help with anything, um, I just would contact them or talk to somebody there, and they would help out with anything I'd really needed within reason. They also do lots of giveaways while you're there, um, giving out games. um, Yeah, at the end they have a big uh, a big thing where they give out a whole bunch of different things like a game theory board game table, stuff like that. Um, and it's not just the main tournament games that they run. There were a few war game tournaments. Um, I did Twilight Imperium, not Twilight Imperium. What am I talking about? Twilight Struggle. Twilight Struggle. They did, um, and uh, there's another one they did. Star Wars. Is it Rebellion? Look it up here. Yep, Star Wars Rebellion tournament where they made custom trophies. The Twilight Struggle um, trophy was actually had a piece of the Berlin Wall in it, which is funny if you know what that game's about. Um, no, they didn't do Rebellion this year. They did. I'm sorry, War of the Ring. That's what they did. They did War of the Ring. I remember now. You have to excuse me. I'm getting old. So, all right. So I do have a heat in my hand. It's only one though. Let's try to get up to the line here if I can. Let's try to get these heat out of my hand. I think with these actual plays, I'm not going to um, edit them the same way. Probably just have it free flow through the video. Um, not saying what turn it is or anything like that. Pretty sure we can all keep keep up with that. So that free cooldown helped me out there because I was in third gear. I really didn't want to upshift here in the fourth because I was coming into this turn. So still have 1/4 in my deck, but I have a lot of lower cards. So is it worth risking that? Probably not. So as you'll see, Sparksy caught up with me already. Once again, you're really not out of it unless you're a couple turns behind, or corners behind, I should say. So anybody that's like here or here would pretty much be out of the race. Still wouldn't give up though. Uh, Players can get bogged down with a lot of heat in their hand, which I'll show you in another video that I recorded here. Like I said, I'm going to do some other games too. Um, Try to record a Twilight Imperium, not Twilight. Why do I keep saying Twilight Imperium? I haven't played it in so long. Um, Terraforming Mars, and unfortunately, a player quit halfway through, so um, I'll have to try to play another game of that here soon. So the real challenge of competing in this event is knowing all 16 of these games, I do know that we've had players come there not knowing all the games, and then uh, when they draw the games for uh, the semifinal round, they have to stay up all night and learn them for the next day. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I at least want to have a solid understanding of all the games that I'm going to play. So I'm just going to go 9 here. They slipstream me. That's fine. Once again, I would like to get rid of this heat though before the turn. So I will keep that 2 just as a safety precaution. All right. It's okay if they pass me. I'm not too worried about it. It'll help me in the long run if I can slipstream past somebody, you know. My heat is falling back into my hand the way I like it too. I don't want 4 heat. 2 heat's not great, but it's not the worst. Just want to slowly get that heat back into my engine for another big move. If I can do exactly what I did on the first turn again, then I obviously will win this race. It's just getting through these turns and not crashing. Yeah, but like I said, I'd rather be slightly prepared and understand each game enough to play competently than stay up all night and then compete in the morning tired and make a mistake somewhere along the lines, you know. So we will play my stress card. I don't have a 4 in my deck. I think I played them over the past 2 turns. And I'm only about halfway through my deck right now. So we'll see what we get here. Right now, the more cars in front of me, the better off I am. Because I can use them basically to catapult me through things or give me extra movement. But it's when to do that, right? If I do it too early, then they'll use me as extra movement. So I don't want that. I want to use them as extra movement in a uh, critical moment. Looks like the gray car is just going to stay in front of us this whole time. I will say this morning I rolled out of bed and came right in here and started playing. So the question here is, do I boost or not? I think I actually will here. All right. Wow. That's terrible. This is a terrible outcome for this. So I think the play is I'm going to. This is probably the trickiest position I've been in this whole race. So If I do a 2, don't get through the turn, I need to go at least 3 here, unfortunately. And hopefully I don't draw 4 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to use the free boost here to go further ahead. Legend card staying out of the way of everybody, which is good. I don't want them using him to catapult ahead. My goal is hopefully I don't have to spend a heat on this turn. Sparksy's zipping ahead again. And he kept heat this time. That's not great. So there's that. Let's boost first. It's exactly 6. I'm not going to use adrenaline here. I want to keep that 2 heat. Okay. Got another heat back into my hand. That's good. I think this position here, we're going to take it careful. I don't want to burn an extra heat going through this turn, so I'll just go 5. And get up to 3 heat in my hand again, or in my engine. So let's do this. Gooey Gwee is how I'm going to say it. He's also building up heat in his engine for something big here. Not sure what it is. He might slipstream here. I probably wouldn't. 6. So I have to pay 2 heat for this. And then 3 heat. So he can't do that. So my hope is that I'm only going to move 5, right? Puts me here. It's not an ideal position. Cool down. What I draw here is going to determine some of the strategy that I have. Because, okay, I do get back heat. That's really good. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? It'll cost me 2 heat for the wings and a heat here. And then if I slipstream here, right? It'll cost me another heat because this will also be a 6. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It'll cost me all my heat, but at least I'm in a position at the end where I can make a play at the goal, at the finish line here. And they might come up short also, depending on what cards they have. You know, it's only 2 heat here, so he could get through the turn. I just need Sparksy to cooperate. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he only goes 4, doesn't spend the extra heat, I'll be in a very good position here. there's no reason to go 5. Well, 3 is also good. I forgot there was the speed limit here, right? So I'll move my 7. It's going to cost me 1 for that turn. I was in last place. I can dump 2 of these heat. The pay 2 heat. And then I can slipstream 4. It's going to cost me another heat. I'll be right behind Gooey Gwee. I'm getting a compliment for that. So I don't have enough for a boost. So my goal is to get in the 4th gear. I think it's way more important right now. So I'm going to play sorry, we're chatting back and forth here. You want to show good sportsmanship as much as you can. I mean, since we're racing against so many different people, wow, that's really good for him. I don't think I can catch him. Or if it is, we're very close. Nah, he's going to beat me here. You're not going to win all these races. Coming in, oh, what? Oh, he didn't have enough heat. He didn't have enough heat to pay for it at 8. So what happens when you don't have enough heat is it replays it without. He boosted. Yeah, so when he came through here, he um, he had a heat in his engine, um, and he needed it for his boost, his 8 boost here. Where is it? If I can catch up to this here, this turbocharger, right? And what he did was instead of paying the heat immediately, which is what you probably should do, you should always just pay the heat for your cards if you want to actually use them, and then worry about boosting afterwards. But he boosted first, and then did not have enough heat for his turbocharger. So um, he got knocked back 8 spaces, which cost him the race. But still, once again, that's just what I always, one of the points that I put into play in my mind when I started playing this is get through this last turn with a position where you might win because you don't know what's going to happen. Um, Slight miscalculation on that. If I was playing the actual board game in person, I probably would, after I play that 8, put my heat right on top of that 8 for my hand just to remind myself I need to pay for that. Um, but then again, when I play casually with my friends and family, I'm not as competitive. I'm not out to try to win immediately every game, when I play with them because it's more for fun. But yep, there's another good game of Heat. Let's see how many medals I get for this. I get 2, so I need 6 more. A lot of this is up and down. You win some, you lose some. You come in second and don't get any medals. I've had that happen a few times. But thanks for watching my video. If you do like what I'm doing here, I'm still new to YouTube. So if you could, like, comment, and subscribe on my channel and on this video, I would appreciate it. And I will see you in the next game review.